How you doing? It's Kevtech here, bringing you another video on information technology. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Saturday. And today I want to do job interview questions. So usually when someone gets a job, I say, dude, girl, gal, give me your job interview questions, and I try to answer to the best of my ability. So someone gave me their interview questions, and I'm going to put it right over here somewhere, and you get to see how I answer them. Also, part of that, it helps other people out because people might see these questions in their job. You may not see it, you might see it, I don't know. So if you're new to my channel, I do IT videos, I do desktop support videos, I talk about how to get into IT. We do resume reviews here and there as well. We do live hands-on training as well. Now we're starting to do mock interviews as well. So if you hit the notification bell, you will know when I go live. Because when I do go live, there's a bunch of people that go live that are IT professionals, and we do hands-on training. Sometimes we do mock interviews. Sometimes we do server admin stuff. Sometimes we do sysadmin stuff. Sometimes we do tier 2 support, hands-on training, desktop support, everything, a little bit of everything. So come join me in my live sessions when we do that, because we do go over tickets and stuff like that, things you might see in your job. So hit the notification bell, greatly appreciate it. So let's go over these questions. I'm looking at them right over here on my screen, and I'm going to show you how I attack these questions in some shape or form, alright? So question number 1. Name a time when you went above and beyond your previous job. So I had this issue where a user had a computer that it had a blue screen of death, and we had no spare computers, and we had the option of giving him a virtual computer or giving him a virtual computer or giving him no computer at all. We just didn't have a computer. So what I ended up doing was I built a 24 gig computer that was for myself that I was using, sitting on, and I ended up giving him my computer. Basically, that's basically how I answered that question. I ended up giving him my computer because the reason why is because he does Bloomberg, he does trading. And when you do Bloomberg and you do trading, you require a lot of applications, a lot of resources, a lot of memory. And nobody wanted to give away their computer. So I was the one person that volunteered to give my computer away to him because his computer broke down on him. So I gave him my computer, and then for the time being, I worked on Citrix. So that was like the workaround for him. He was super happy. And actually, I let him keep that computer. And I built another computer later on throughout the few months after that. Because we're a company that we don't have enough money to buy other computers. We didn't have money at the time. So basically there's no IT budget. So basically I just gave him my computer and he took it. That's it. That's how I answered that question. And he was super happy. What is your weakest quality? My weakest quality is criticism. So when I get criticized about something in my job, I feel like I failed as an IT professional. I feel like I could have done a lot better. So over the years, I have taken criticism more as a training lesson, or more like a training course or a lesson for myself. So every time I get criticized about something, I don't take it to heart. I just take it as something to make me feel better, something to help me out, something to improve me as an individual, basically. So criticism used to be one of the key points that used to personally affect me, because I felt like I was being attacked. But then a few weeks, years, you know, after doing IT for a while, you tend to realize that it's nothing about, you know, anyone attacking you. It's more about like they're trying to make you a better IT person. So that was one of my weakest qualities as an individual IT person. I still struggle with that. Sometimes I still struggle with that. What is your strongest quality? I think my strongest quality is customer service. I always been really good with customer service, no matter what job I worked. Even before that, working in a restaurant, I always had to deal with customers, and I love dealing with customer service. I love talking to people. I love getting a feel to see what they're doing, what applications they're having issues with, what technology is giving them a hard time, and then I try to work around it and try to figure out ways to make it better and ways to improve it, if that makes sense. So my greatest quality is customer service, because I love talking to people. I love dealing with people. I love interacting with people. That's just my thing, if that makes sense. Tell me about a time you dealt with an angry customer and how you resolved it. So I had an issue with a user or a client, and he was traveling. So when you're on the plane, he used to dual authentication. So when you're on the plane, your dual authentication will not work on the plane because you have no service. Obviously, if you have no service, you cannot get the notifications on your phone. So as a workaround, I told him you have to put your password, comma, and then the 6-digit code, whatever the code that's provided on the phone when you open up the phone. And he kept doing it wrong, so he kept locking himself out. And then he sent an email to me screaming, like an email, like cursing me out on an email. And the way I responded was, the way I responded was I said, I'm giving you the right instructions. It's something that might be off, or something that it seems to be like, something's not right here. So and he wanted me to bypass him. So basically what bypass is basically he's not using dual authentication at all, and you have to bypass the user. And I'm not going to do that. That we don't do that in our job. It's a security hazard if we don't do that. So then he emailed my manager, and he emailed a bunch of people in the thread, and they saw the whole thread. They saw the whole thread of me trying to help him, and he was cursing me out the entire time throughout the whole email. So what ended up happening is he got on the plane. It didn't work on the plane. He landed on the plane. He landed finally to where he had to be, and then he tested it again, and it worked. And then as he was going back home, because he had to take the plane to go back home, it worked while he was on the plane. So it's just a simple lack of communication and a simple lack of not following instructions. And I didn't get mad at him. I was just like, whatever. You want to listen to me? It's fine. It's just I'm just trying to help you. So at the end, he was really angry and upset. And at the end of the day, I didn't take it to heart. I just said that if he doesn't want to follow my instructions, then that's entirely up to him. I'm just here to help you. And I'm their personal IT guy, so he's an important guy. He's like a managing director, but he was frustrated by me, and I gave him instructions on how to do it. But part of that is educating the user, educating the client. So then when he came back to the office, I actually showed him how to do it as if he was on the plane. I showed him how to do it, and it worked. So after that, we didn't collide anymore. After that, I became friends with him. So hopefully that answers your question. Name a time when you had a conflict with a coworker, and how did you handle it? So I had an issue with a coworker that he was fixing a problem for somebody. They're having an issue where Outlook wouldn't open at all. So every time he clicked Outlook, it says processing, and then it wouldn't do anything. Then the app would just look like it's about to open, and it closes. It says processing, Outlook wouldn't open, it closes. And when you work in a hedge fund, and when you work in a financial company, Outlook needs to work. If Outlook doesn't work, then you have a lot of problems, because they do most of the work on Outlook because it's email. So you get emails back and forth. They're doing business deals and stuff like that. So he spent literally 30 minutes trying to fix this problem, and then he called me for help. And I recommended something, and he got annoyed by me. He got frustrated by me because he said you shouldn't have to do that, or you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm like, no, you could do that. And I even give you a fix for it. And he got into an argument with me about it. And then eventually he listened to what I had to say. He did what we had to do, and then we got it to work. So basically, what he did was he deleted the OST profile, the Outlook profile, and then problem is when you delete the Outlook profile on a computer, it has to re-index, has to download all his emails again. So as a workaround, I had him open up Outlook on Citrix, because when the Citrix one doesn't index or anything, it just opens up everything. So I had him open up the Outlook on Citrix, and I had him work from there for the time being until all his emails downloaded on his local computer, if that makes sense. And that's what we did to fix that. But he was my coworker was frustrated by me because and I got frustrated by him too, because he spent too much time with the user. You shouldn't spend more than like 10-15 minutes with a user. You spend more than that, you got to ask for help. So I explained that to him, but he just had a strong hate for me. He didn't like me at all. So after a while, we got along, because he kept seeing that I was trying to help him with everything, because he was a new guy. So I was helping him with everything, and I took the time to explain stuff to him, which a lot of people don't do that in IT. And then he realized that I was trying to help him. He didn't get mad anymore. So that's something that happened to me, and we got along afterwards. But it never got brought up to management, because we fixed it on our own. We spoke about it. I spoke with him like one-on-one, and we were fixing it on our own. Because when you work in management, a manager does not want to deal with BS. A manager does not want to deal with a headache, and a manager does not want to deal with drama. So you have to fix it among yourselves. So I fixed it with him, if that makes sense. We became friends after that. So. What is the most significant contribution you made in your company during your past job? Oh, that's a good question. So in one of my jobs, I was a junior sysadmin, and in that job, I was responsible for migrating people from Office 2010 to Office 2016, 365, whatever. So I had to migrate them. So that was my biggest contribution, was that I literally migrated 150 people for a small company. And you have to manually do it. And then part of that contribution of migrating them over, I did training with each individual person that I migrated. So I showed them how to use Outlook, I showed them how to use Word, I showed them how to use Excel, I bookmarked everything. I literally sat down with each individual person and I made their Outlook look like it was 2010. So I took a screenshot of 2010 and I copied it over on 2016. So basically the view settings, the rules they had, the colors they had, I customized their whole Outlook and everything because these are all partners and these are all executives. So when you work in an executive environment, you work in white glove support, you have to go up and beyond with that. So I basically created the rules. I recreated the rules again. I recreated the colors again, and I basically customized their whole Outlook for it to look like it was 2010. And that was something that I feel like it was something that I did. And after all that was done, I actually got an award by my manager for being one of the most astounding best employees for doing that, if that makes sense. So, is there anything you regret doing or not doing? I regret not knowing about IT. If I knew about IT earlier during my years of age, I guess I would have done IT a long time ago. If I didn't know, because it took a while for me to learn IT, how to get into IT, and how to be an IT professional. And I started a little bit late. If I started like when I was 18, 19 years old, then I feel like, I still have time. I still have time to learn. I still have time to grow. But I feel like personally, like if I knew about IT when I was a lot younger, I would have been more focused on getting a degree in computer science. I would have been more focused on getting more certifications. I would have been more focused on other things, if that makes sense. But I'm still young, so I still have time to get certifications. I still have time to learn, so it's all good with me. But that's one thing that basically I regret as an individual person, because I feel like my age, I feel like I could have done more when I was younger, if that makes sense. So, what will you do if you need to make an urgent decision and the manager was away? So that happens to me all the time in my job. There's sometimes I gotta make urgent decisions about everything. So typically what I do is if I have to make an urgent decision about something, I basically look at it, I think about it, and I'm like, is this compliance approval? If it is approval, then I could do it. And then I leave a note on the ticket. I email my manager, and I email the second point of escalation. If it's not my manager, I email the IT director. If it's not the IT director, I email the CTO. So I get some other point of escalation somewhere, some sort of approval from somebody that is also in management that could approve whatever I'm trying to do, if that makes sense. I won't just do things on the fly. I have to get approval from somebody. So I will get approval from somebody and then put the notes on the ticket and put it on the attachment of the ticket. That's what I would do, if that makes sense. What is your definition of working together as a team? Working together as a team for me, a person is a person that works together with multiple people. People share ideas, people share knowledge with each other. Everyone puts 110% working together as a team. When we have these small projects, whether it's small or big, we are all able to handle it together. We are all able to work together as a team, and we're all able to share knowledge, and we're all able to basically coordinate with each other. That's basically what teamwork is. Basically, you coordinate with each other, and you motivate each other to get things done, if that makes sense. Like, come on. I know we have this migration of 250 people, but it's only one day. Let's just get this done all in one day. Let's get this done all in one day, so then we could relax and go home after that. So it's all about that. It's all about motivating each other. It's all about working together as a team. It's all about sharing knowledge with each other, and it's all about basically leadership, having leadership with each other, basically leading each other to path to success, if that makes sense. This is how I want to answer that question. So, tell me about a time you couldn't get along with a coworker or customer. I had an issue with a customer that he didn't like me for some reason, and it was more because his computer wasn't working. And I understand, because sometimes you have issues where a computer doesn't work, you're frustrated, you're annoyed, and instead of you arguing with the customer, I don't argue with the customer. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why this application doesn't work for you. I don't understand why it's not working. So I empathize with the customer. You have to empathize with the customer. If you do empathize with the customer, they get to see that you really care about them. So this user had an issue with an Excel problem, and I resolved the problem. He was upset and angry, like he wanted to throw his computer out the window. But I'm like, let me look at it. Go get coffee, relax. I know you're upset right now. Take a deep breath, relax. Go get coffee. Come back. I'll fix it for you. When you come back, it should be resolved. And it was It was a dumb add-in. It was a dumb add-in. It was an Oracle add-in on Excel that was causing his Excel to crash. As soon as I removed that, Excel was working fine after that, and he didn't get frustrated at that. He said, "Sorry, my bad, Kevin. I didn't mean to huff and puff and scream and yell at you or curse you out. I'm just frustrated by my computer." And I'm like, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. I'm not. I know you're upset with it. You know, don't kick your computer now. It's working now. Don't kick it. And I said that as a joke, and he was laughing a little bit. And he's like, all right, let me get back to work. So that's basically what happened. What motivates you? Motivates me is people that I work with together as a team. I've been working together with other people in IT professionals that they would help other people in IT, help people get into IT. So those kinds of people you want to hang out with. You want to be with positive people. You want to be with people that influence other people. You want to be with people that motivate you to be a better person. You want to be with people that basically push you for better, if that makes sense. And I'm always motivated, no matter what. I always exercise. I push myself to work out. I push myself to study. I push myself to teach people IT technology. So I'm always motivated as an individual, and that motivates me as well with other people when they send me these emails and they're telling me that my content's helping them. They're telling me that my training is helping them. So that's what motivates me as an individual. What is a misconception people might have of you? People think that I'm a nerd. I'm nerdy. So people think I'm a really big nerd, which I am. I am a nerd, but I also, part of being a nerd, I'm not just your ordinary nerd. I play video games, but I also do self-defense, martial arts. Out of the ordinary, I used to be a cook as well. I used to cook in a restaurant, which people don't know about. Part of that as well, I worked for a frozen yogurt company, and I used to make ice cream as well. And part of that is I wear different hats. I've done a lot of different jobs. I worked in construction as well, and I worked a lot of different jobs. And I worked scrap and metal, and I worked at a pizzeria as well. So people think that I'm just a nerd, and I only know how to fix computers. I do a little bit more than that. I'm a little bit of a. I wear different hats. I worked in a lot of different places, and I have a lot of different experiences to share with people, and that's what it is. Another thing that people think is that they don't know that I'm a nerd, but also they don't know that I work for the NYPD as well. So it's just stuff like that. What is one of the greatest recent achievements? One of the greatest recent achievements for me was I had an annual review with my company where I work at, and basically I was awarded the best employee in my job because I provide outstanding customer service for the CEO, the CFO, and the CIO. And then part of that as well, they gave me incentives for taking care of these important people. And also they also gave me incentives because I was closing out the most tickets, and I also was very responsive with people. So someone would literally email on Saturday or Sunday, even though I'm not on call, because we do rotational call, even though I'm not on call, all the important people like the CIO, CFO, the senior managing director, they email Saturday, Sunday. I respond back to them, even though I'm not working in that hour, in that day, in that time. I still respond back to the people, and I take care of their individual customer needs. So you could email me literally at Saturday or Sunday at 10 p.m. at night, and I'm over here sitting over here looking at my emails, and then I go back to my emails on my phone, and if I see someone's having an issue with something, I will respond to you and I will resolve your issue. No matter what day it is, I will respond to your issue. So I was actually awarded one of the best employees of the company for this year because of my outstanding customer service. And that's not to rub it in or anything, it's just because, I just care about the people. I care about the people, I care about the customers. I care about their computers, I care about the technology they're using, and I care about their job that they're doing. Because at the end of the day, if your computer doesn't work, then how are you supposed to do your job, So that's basically it. And that's all the questions. That's how I would answer all these questions. They're all personality questions, by the way. This is what he was asking in the job interview. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great Saturday. All right, take care. Peace. Later.